March, call this meeting of the Grafton Veterans Advisory Committee to order. Today is Thursday, August 21st, and because everybody's in the room, we don't have to do a roll call. First item on the agenda is to introduce Giselle. Happens to be in the room, thank goodness. And we'll just go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. And G. Penn is supposed to be welcome. Why don't you start?
I always do look lost. This is my first one. I
didn't know.
Very concisely debriefed on what it's about. So that's the nicest way I can say that you are going to be teaching me. And I think that I am from Lowell. I have volunteered in ESO offices for 10 years, different cities. I've done it because I have a thing that I am petrified until I feel that I am overly, extremely prepared to engage in a task, because I like to do things well. And I finally decided that I wanted to go for the position. And I turned down Drake to be the director of the Department of Talent because there are limitations, and I needed to learn. And I interviewed in a few of the different cities, and I am the most happy that here's where I am, because I have someone to learn from. It looks like there is more organization. Every town handles their things differently. And I'm very, very glad that this is the municipality that I ended up in.
Not travel all over this?
Yeah.
God bless. Walter. Very good. Hello? Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why? But we already met, so.
For the people at home.
Oh, for the people at home, hi, I'm Sean.
Yeah, right.
I went, what are they supposed to say?
He's like, I'm Sean again.
I can't do this. I can't. Sean is the clerk.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. So I'm sorry.
I know.
We met.
But we didn't formally get into. Okay, yes, I am the clerk of this committee, and also the Soldiers and Sailors Monuments of Soldiers and Sailors. But some days, as you just saw, was called the clerk instead of the clerk. And as you can see, we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, moving on.
And how often do these happen?
Once a month.
Oh.
So I'm Bob DeToma. I'm the current chair of the committees. And as Tony puts it, I'm the token civilian. Yes. Yo. Go.
Lucas Remillard. I'm the vice chair.
Justin Stone, I'm new to this position. So there's a chair.
He was
where I'm sitting. I was so I'm new to this, sitting in this position.
You get to vote out, member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So we're the core organization, if you will. We've been here since the start. The five of us. So really, love doing this work. Love doing the supporting the committee, supporting the town. People say that we're one of the funnest committees. We like to goof off and have fun. People also say, well, one of the most active committees. So it's all the work that everybody has been putting into it. So love to do what we're doing, and can we keep that up?
Thanks, Tom Hollywood, member. Hoping to be a little bit more active in this committee now that my son's off to college. But I am currently working 2 jobs, so until I become regular in the post office. But so far it's working out well. I'll be able to somewhat
consolidate. I hope that you're aiming to consolidate.
Yeah, or get rid of one at some point. But just I want that for you too.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I envision people sitting around the table pretty much the way it says Navy, Navy, Army, Air Force, Air Force. And I thought that's exactly how it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well,
Next, we're still lacking a Marine though.
Well, next time we can put out crayons, they'll come.
I was going to say,
That's what he didn't thought to be honest. He knew there were no crayons, and he just took vacation.
They like Crayola.
It was already first.
So what told you in the Navy?
I was an AVH. I was worked on the flight deck.
Okay.
An air worker specialist. I was also the administrator of my division. I handled all of their training, their money, awards. I made sure that everyone remained qualified and everything that they were supposed to be qualified, 85 people. I got my division an award, which subsequently inspired other divisions in the ship, and the ship ended up getting an award itself. My since ranks are all different, let's into civilians now, let's just call them managers. The LPO became chief under my administration, and my entire chain of command promoted. I like that. I like to be, I like to think of myself as a verb. I like to drive the group, team, organization, entity that I work in. I like to ensure that I matter. If I have to leave my house for anything, it's going to be done well. And I take pride in that. And I'm looking forward to learn so much, because this is the first time that I had to take a community.
What ships were you on?
I was in the USS Enterprise.
Oh,
That was my first ship.
that's awesome.
My life is like a movie, I'm telling you. It was lovely. And then I became pregnant. So I went to a short duty command, and the squadron, the aircrafts were the P2, so it's with a big radar on top.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would put pregnant women around those, but yeah, we are. And then I went to the USS Wasp, the best experience I had.
Tell them the bias is that.
It is an amphibious ship.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's amphibious. It's pretty up there in size. Not as large as an aircraft carrier, but it's up there. It's pretty cool. The ones that open up in the back and Marines, crowds just float in and they drive inside of the ship. It's amazing.
Yeah, a buddy of mine used to do, he was an amphibious assault in the Marines.
It's
oh, yeah.
It's crazy how it does it.
Like, yeah, it'll just pop open in these.
The entire ship at the back just drops open and it's huge. And it just doesn't seem that things can just like roll up in it. And it was great. And the planets aligned with my chain of command there. I met and served with really excellent men and women. When I got to that command in the USS Wasp, I was one of the first women to deploy in it. It used to only be men. It was taxing for other divisions. It was easy when they keep you on the flight deck because they can see you at all times and work 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. But it was a fun experience. It really was. The Navy that I served, I felt protected, supported. Those people are still in my life. And they're some of the best people I know.
Except for Sean.
Except for Sean. But then we have...
Definitely not mine.
Listen, how come your stories aren't that interesting? I mean,
Well,
Well, missile boats were made out of wood.
okay, you wait.
you gotta get hit with a piece of wood later.
From North deny that.
Yep.
Presley's up there.
No,
I can't say this on air.
Sorry, and I'll move on.
yes.
I'll tell you a little story I had to tell my wife.
That's why he doesn't share his experience in one of the
Anyway,
So we're up to the minute on our meeting minutes.
as of right now, I think I need to send in the most recent minutes.
But we don't have to present any to the
No, we don't have to do anything to
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Planning for future food drives, which has always been in Holly's wheelhouse.
No.
Do we want to put this as a placeholder for the future? Are you going to be tied up and unable to support that, or
that's what it sounds like.
For now, yes.
okay? All right.
But I don't.
You want to give us some?
Coming out of the troop right now too. So
Yeah. So then we should talk about handing over the reins and letting us pick up the weight and carrying it. And
yeah, I mean, I know when they were talking, they were recommending not to do combined food and toiletries, one or the other, and then do separate months. And the idea that they had mentioned was the least amount of conflicts for all the churches is like food drive in October, and then toiletries either November or September.
all right, so they definitely want them separate.
Yes.
And it was the 3-month-old lady who
Well, there's only two.
two hours, so not
And to all the churches in the center,
at the
we
con.
had a whole bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
I can't remember all the names.
okay, yeah, all right.
But I get all the POs.
But you have the yeah, you have okay, yeah.
So Holly, if you forward all the pertinent stuff to me via email, then
Yeah, I have no problem like still helping as much as I can.
Yeah.
Pickups are going to be the challenging piece.
we're not going to isolate.
Some churches want pickups every week.
Yeah.
Some they can hold on to it.
So what? We just drive over, pick them up, and bring them here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then we got to do a check for expired food.
Mhm.
Now, is that something that
Joe.
I know the Scouts were involved because you were in Austin, but is that something that they would still want to do as a community service, or is that
Yeah, they do need service hours, so I'll send Heidi Musler is the service chair
okay?
for Troop 106.
Yeah, right.
No, I can't speak to other troops, but I can send.
Because I you did say at one point you had like a trunk load plus of stuff or a complet full of stuff. So if we ended up with a storeroom full of things, wouldn't we be able to like call up troops, so to speak?
Yeah, they really enjoyed coming here. It was easy. If that's okay.
It's it was okay.
How do you usually do it? Is it been done, I'm assuming, for a lot of years, and you already know?
No, it was only done like 3 or 4.
Yeah. We typically have done 2 in a year. So I think we've done like the past year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, and the churches have just been, it's challenging primarily because the churches are not open every day. So trying to coordinate it, you got to start almost a month in advance. So,
And everyone's like,
well, they only go into the church admin like, 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah.
They're focused more on services on.
so basically it's probably like 6-8 days in a month that they're open for the.
Well, they leave the boxes in the church. The churches are open, so people can donate whenever. It's just like the coordination with.
I mean, yeah, we pick up and
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah,
We have a lot to learn then. It sounds like the logistics are okay.
yeah, but I have a good list of all the churches and then their operating hours. But I don't know if it would have changed now with going into the fall.
So you have to call to.
Yeah, usually I call or I just show up. But that was usually I go there. Sundays were the best day to do any pickups just because of the church.
Okay.
And it was nice to kind of like hype it up a bit. So
Get a nice pickup and on a Sunday do the rounds.
Just refresh my memory. The first time we did it, we started in the fall for the holidays, or did we wait? I don't remember.
No, I think we did it around the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means we got to get going then.
Yeah.
October is good because November's Thanksgiving.
yeah, the churches don't want to do any holiday items because they already do that themselves. And so they don't want to double dip. That's why sometimes it's challenging to schedule.
Louis, forward all your documentation, and we'll go from there. Any other comments about food drives? All right, we have Memorial Day on our list as a placeholder. I don't think we have anything new to add to that at this time, so we'll just keep it there for the future. Stony asked us to make sure we put on Gold Star Mothers for September, even though it comes under the purview of the trustees. We want to make sure that we have it on the agenda so that Lucas and I can go to the select board and present it. So, yeah, we need documentation.
Yep. COVID knocked me out with that, so I will.
COVID?
I did.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's still a thing?
Couple. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Thought it was
So no. I had COVID. It's fun.
What a nice guys.
So if you want proof,
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't get much done while I was out with that, but I've got it down. I've actually got tomorrow off, so I'll go in and take a look at the stuff that I got from Andy. And if I don't have anything, I know I have it somewhere. It actually might be in that binder.
well, we can look
Yeah,
at
so we can check after.
Yeah, because we have to get on the schedule pretty quickly because this will creep up on us before we know it. So.
Yeah, it's on the 28th of September.
Say again?
Sunday, the 28th
Yep.
of September.
Thank you for saying that out loud because I was wondering.
The memorial itself, I think it was like a 15-minute.
Yeah.
It is quick.
I'm not worried about the length of the ceremony. I was just concerned that we just get right up to the wall to be like, oh, nothing.
Ceremony's going to be in the morning.
Yeah. I think there's a time. I'll have to look at all the dates.
No.
What if it was earlier?
Yeah,
I think it was
I
not.
went to last year. Said so I won't be able to soak. It's on tape.
So at the ceremony, the flags and everything was, we've only done it once, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So they had all the flags at the ceremony and basically handed them to the people and they put them out themselves.
Correct. But he only had flags for the families that were attending. So the flags, if the family didn't attend, he went and put the flags out for it.
Okay.
No, then the flags are in storage in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we know where everything is.
So I'll have to take a look and make sure I have the addresses, or the addresses, the locations of the grave sites and the family contact information. There was something he thought that this year, he told me that basically some of the feedback he was getting was it might actually be only one or two families that participate this year. Based off of some conversations he was having with it. But so we'll see.
Because of age related?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was that, and then there were like families that were moving out of town, and there was just some logistical stuff. I don't remember, but there was just something that he had made a comment that he didn't think there'd be as many families going forward.
So theoretically, there were how many? A dozen?
There was a dozen graves. I think there was only 3 families.
So even if a dozen Gold Star mothers fell in our laps, so to speak, we got it covered.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. That's pretty.
We ordered extra flags.
Yes.
Andy was a stickler about not ordering extra flags. Yeah, the order stuff.
Okay.
You met Andy, right? Yeah. Okay. You got the whole thing going the first year, so.
Okay.
All right. Anything else on Gold Star mothers? The only question I would have is, okay, so you're going to go to select board, and you're going to, I'm taking on with me, Amon says they like Lucas or something. You announce that they,
Surprise.
right. And then from there, we send out invites to the Gold Star parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then, like you said, if the return is 0, we just go take barrel.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to take.
So you have the ceremony and then go to the grave.
No, we didn't go to the graves. It was, he handed out the flags.
Yeah.
And the families went to the graves.
Yes. But if we end up putting forward flags,
Yeah.
But I know last year there were some families that I put flags out because they just physically couldn't, to the grave summits.
Yeah. So it's not like Memorial Day where Oh, yeah, it's a part of the ceremony. It's, well, here's your flag, and then they went and did it, and
Right.
the ceremony, and
One way or the other way, we got it covered.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's call on both start mothers. Students. Discussion on meet and greet sessions. This usually started off with Sean. I saw some interesting things come across my Facebook feed recently of different events that are all veterans related. And, the guy that participated with us on Zoom, who I think lives in
Reverend or
yeah. David Summers. So his stuff comes up on my feed all the time. And the most recent one is, we talked about barbecue. The most recent one that came across was an all-you-can-eat breakfast.
Veterans like breakfast.
And, well, let's get to the, and it was, free to veterans, $10 a head for everybody else. And I thought, that one, breakfast is cheap. Yeah. Burgers and hot dogs.
Oh, good, yeah.
yeah.
So Blackstone too.
Then people's minds are more on it in the morning.
Okay. So my thought was, at a cookout, you'd have music and activities and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And at breakfast, you just have breakfast.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Donuts, yeah. And you don't necessarily have to have entertainment because you don't imagine that people are going to come in and hang around the minute get breakfast and then they go over, they got to take kid to Little League.
Yeah. Yeah, they're taking it as like, all right, we get start off our day with food and then just
And then go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it might be something we can just bang out of the park real quick.
Right.
It's just an idea.
Oh, I think that's it.
outside. And
I'm not worried about right now the parcel. I'm not really worried about where we hold it, or maybe we could do it in conjunction with the post.
oh yeah,
But it's just the idea that quick and easy and done.
I like that. Tables and chairs.
We rent them. What about the school?
You,
What do you mean? Use the parking lot?
Well, can we do it and eat in the cafeteria?
the school, you can't, you have to get a food safe person.
Yeah.
It's expensive and
Gotcha.
some others.
And it's autumn. Do you trust New England weather enough to have it outside?
Well, I don't know. Did we discuss when? We more or less have been talking about the mechanics and the what.
Yeah.
It's,
What to
it's
do?
so cold in the morning already. As of yesterday.
Well, this one. So I thought last time we talked about waiting until next year for our next meet and greet because we've had so much going on.
Right. So we have lots of time to discuss it. Figure out the logistics.
Huh.
So
Okay.
I
So
don't remember that. I remember we said we were going to push off the Jim Gallagher walk until we had a better handle on stuff. But the meet and greet, I thought we were trying to put something together before the end of the year.
yeah.
So I recall, here's what I recall. We thought that comedy night was a lot of work.
Yes.
So we kind of put it on the shelf. The Jim Gallagher Memorial Walk, the busier I get, the less likely that looks to be for me to pull off.
Right.
So we kind of put that on the shelf. And then it was like the next thing that came up in conversation was cookout. Because we thought that might be easy to pull off. And then, like I said, the only reason I threw breakfast out there was because it was right in front of the face.
Okay.
So that's kind of where we're at. I don't remember that anything was ever
Well,
permanently negated.
right. We not negated, but another idea that we had kicked around was a talk with a possible local historian / author.
Right. Which we can do any time of the calendar year.
Okay. All right. Because that's something that I haven't gone all in on it yet, but I have been getting some names. I've got 5 names right here. I got a couple others back here in my other notes. Guys that are, one guy's Old Sturbridge Village, another guy that wrote like a Civil War type book, and those are different things. So that's something I wanted to ask you. Obviously, if there's a fee for speakers. Okay, and so we may, as long as it's not outrageous, we could cover that. And I was going to look at possible call it the community room. I don't know what they call it at the library. but they have a community room in the library. Yet if we're going to do that type of a sit thing, or we take default, hope we and assume we have the room at the pubs.
What is that's supposed?
VFW pubs, right? Or American Legion.
Yeah, both trying to.
The VFW.
VFW is self-crafted. American.
But we also have the option of the South grafted one too.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
The only thing with this limitation on self-grafted is the fact that it's more of a,
Southwest.
it's a smaller room. They have some historical stuff in the antique stuff that's in there. And so it's not really like a good open to the public type of, but
Makes them anxious.
in my, what?
Makes them anxious.
Yeah.
Is that where we went for
Well, Post 92 has the
Yeah.
upstairs.
the flags?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Post 92 has the upstairs section.
yeah.
That was the
Over here. Yeah, that's where we're about.
Which would be easy because you could set up like, scrambled eggs, pancakes, egg sausage.
Oh, yeah. And then say, get
I want to see the places.
We normally have Carmen and Mike here representatives from them, but
Yeah.
I don't know why. I have to double check. They're on my little distro when I sent this up. So
but I think they're not more apt, or they just assume seasonal. We want them here when we're discussing the things that they're involved in. Yeah. So, okay. So then let's take two and try to run with them at some point. The breakfast thing and a talk.
Then an author night.
An author.
I don't know if you speak a lot, but
Welcome
I have a question.
I kind of like the idea of using the library.
for the author night. Okay.
Yeah. Just because you would get more people.
There's a cooking area at the library.
That I don't know.
There is, but I don't know if it's a good question.
Yeah, it's for community system-wide. But,
Says you have to pay for speakers naturally. And speaking is something that is on the table to explore. Poets are people who seek a stage to have their voices heard. Some veterans have things to say that they put it to paper. And maybe a breakfast with the opportunity of an open mic is what you want.
So the problem that we've typically struggled with is reaching the veterans of the town of Grafton. So like when we did a comedy night, I would say,
How many?
99% of them were already downstairs. And
yeah,
they were like veterans that already go.
yeah.
They weren't like, I might have been the youngest person that.
Yeah, and I understand that it's challenging finding younger veterans. I actually came into the position. I don't know who was there for my interview. One is very nervous doing those things. But I came into Grafton with an outreach plan to reach younger veterans. I haven't put it on the table yet because I've been for certifications, meetings, and things like that. But I have one. I don't know Grafton because I'm not from Grafton, so I'm going to meet all of you. I don't know the culture of it, the people of it, but I do know young veterans, and I know what we like, and I know what we respond to. And one of those things is older veteran. Younger veterans do love older veteran, and we do. And here we go, and then we're well together, and there's a lot to learn from each other, right? And I know it's probably too abrupt, and maybe I can start working on it so that next year we can do something like that.
Yeah.
Because in winter, it's not going to work.
No, and like I said, the first meet and greet we did, well, outside of Stop and Shop. So the second meet and greet, we did it in the senior center. We had pizza, we had the Top Gun movie, we had the whole thing. I think we had 6 people show up.
Because the thing that I find is a mistake that all municipalities have is veterans offices at senior centers. You're never going to get a young veteran to Google that if they need services. Senior center, never. And especially young veterans that have no idea WSOs exist.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not where they're going. And even if it comes up on the top line of their search, they're just going to look right under it, because we also have a very short attention span, and only look for what we want to find, right? So I think that if we're going to go and reach younger veterans, the senior center as a title, it's not it.
It's across the board because the Legion and the Post, the BFW, they're losing members left and right.
should
A
rename-
lot of,
All municipalities should rename senior center into community centers.
yeah.
It's just that seniors are the ones that use it. The word senior is debilitating the spirit of a community center, unless there's a community center and a senior center, which I doubt that that's it.
No.
And then I think that that's something that should come up.
So the other issue that we have is we cannot access town records when it comes to census data or anything like that. Only the BSO can.
Because you want to
So like in the past, we sent out letters to all veterans and drafted. And Jeff had to help us out with this.
Oh,
I think we got 20 responses back. If they send us their email, their contact information, then we can use it.
that's
So when you figure that you have 800 veterans in town and we only got 20 to get back,
But our outgoing mail was 50, 75. Remember how many we sent out?
it was a couple hundred.
Was that?
It was a lot.
Boatload.
Yeah, it was a lot. We sent out. I want to think that it was
What
like,
responses to 200 letters?
it's more. It was more like 500.
Yeah, it was the numbers increasing.
Well, at first I said 800, but I don't think it was 800. I think it was 500.
You remember the night we were here with the coat? We're scouts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The letters filled that stationary box.
So yeah, and you figure the little box that you can buy of envelopes is about 100 envelopes in the little box.
Yeah, it was like 5.
Oh yeah, 500 words. So 20 responses out of 500. That's great.
very well merited, because paper mail is something that people, including myself, if it's not something that I am looking for, you're going in the trash. I'm not even giving you a second look, because I didn't give you permission to come into my mailbox.
Yeah.
And there's spam everywhere. There's too much everywhere. People digitally, their inbox and their email is overwhelming, let alone they opened them. But there is a way. There is a thing, there's an app for that, to send just postcards with a QR code. When they go into the QR code, they can enter their contact information and it will reach us. That's
But
the
we can't send that out.
Okay.
no, you can't. No, but
Yeah, that's the thing.
no, you did say that I could help.
Yes, but now you can't give us their phone numbers,
Oh,
right? So you would have to.
You're doing all the heavy.
Yeah, you're doing all the heavy lifting.
But when you're ready to roll that out,
Yeah.
and let's say you go present it to the select board, then we'll attend with you.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay. So on that very same vein, National Night Out, I spoke to Evan Prasad. Have you met him? Okay. I spoke at Evan, and I also grabbed David Meridian.
I think I told you about it.
Was it?
I think I told them about it that thing.
Maybe you did. Well, I said in the tax envelope, when everyone sends out the tax.
See it after you told.
Yeah. Okay. The tax bill. Everybody gets a tax bill. They have to open it. So in that, if we can get the town to send out the card, that card, and as you said, I didn't think of QR, and
Yeah.
he might have thought of that, but anyway, so if we make it simple, the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only way people will respond
am-
Monday if it's true.
My initial thought was they have to send back the payment. Most people probably put it back in the envelope and mail it in, I'm assuming, or they do it on a credit card, or do it online.
That your
But if they're mailing it in, the little card goes back in the same envelope, or your idea, the QR code, they scan the QR code, and this may help us in the long run because we're talking about getting names for new memorial plaques, things like that. So I see it as if we can push that, it would be a big win for us on a lot of different fronts.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's
because we don't have census information that is not from at least a year behind or two.
No.
It's not made available to anyone. And
Well, how often do we get that order? The thing in the mail
not a voting registration.
every day, every year on them?
I think it's every year.
Yeah, every year, and you got to check off veteran and whatever.
Just check it out.
So what kind of response did you get when you
Yeah.
mentioned this to Evan?
He said,
Sir,
let's just pursue it.
and
Follow up.
And now that I recall correctly, it was you that told him. And when I came up to him and I spoke and I said the word outreach, he echoed back to me what you told him about that. And it looks like the wrong thing.
So that
Okay,
means
he was-
it didn't go.
No, and you told me right across. You were still in the tent. And
We were in the tent.
and he gave me the information, and I recognize it because you just told me,
Okay. All right. So
which is very exciting.
so what would we have? We'd have printing costs that might come out of this committee or it comes out of the town. I don't know who.
Use their printer.
Right.
Still, I have Bob change the toner.
It's over there. Yeah.
He also,
Bob D. Toner.
Yeah. I'm telling you about the toner incident.
he
So-
also offered, which may have to go up to the board first, that there's an emergency phone
Yes.
system.
I remember that.
He offered.
The reverse.
Did you request it?
Though it's 4th of July parade. I was like, let's do it. And everybody was like, we can't do it. Evan said we could do it.
Okay. Well, all right. So that I heard him say that now that you mentioned it, but I don't think that's an appropriate use of that. I think tax bill thing. Let's try that first and see what happens.
Okay,
Well, because obviously the town clerk,
I like that actually.
they're not
Two
stuck in the envelopes. It's a company.
two phases of it will because people have to see and taste or hear things more than once before it actually catches their attention.
Mm-hmm.
The second rollout, it being that system, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was good.
So out of
So we have rods in the fire for the discussion of meet and greet, and so tomorrow I'm going to start asking questions up at town hall about that and see what the next steps would be for us to pursue that.
I would suggest if we do that route with the tax code or the tax stuff, we make it trifold instead of just the application that we have to apply. Made something with color that's going to catch people's eyes.
Yeah. Well, the example I used was the registered motor vehicles. You apply to be a new sticker. You get that new sticker back in an envelope. With the sticker comes a coupon from Pennzoil or somebody,
It has to be
and
this one.
it's a
Something simple. You can read. It's got a color on it.
You put your American flag.
I don't know about a trifle,
Veteran. Well,
but
about
You got to watch out.
something colorful.
Yeah.
oh, you can
They're right.
oh, that's
Yeah. Put the
come on.
You said we got rods in the fire for the meet and greet.
Yeah, we have.
This-
I will start asking questions tomorrow
See what-
about
Toss it.
stuffing envelope stuff.
Oh, all right, okay.
Because the first thing that popped into my head was it doesn't have to just be
Yeah. We don't need people dying of laughter.
It can be any mailing that leaves the municipal sector. It's just would be what we was more targeted.
Yeah.
It's not why focus on just one.
No, I agree.
And address space sports for
Okay.
generation.
It's like the step kids of the military.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
That's the
Save the abuse for when we get off the air.
oh.
I'm so used to
Seeing it.
not used to seeing that black.
Right.
Yeah, isn't it nice?
Well, it looks dark.
Any comments about National Night Out?
It's a dad bed.
Oh my God.
I actually had to ask. So
Wow.
I asked.
Yes, go.
Yeah, I wish he would have been.
Really bad. It was pretty bad when when the civilian has to come up with, well, that's an acronym. Yeah.
National Night Out.
Yeah, national.
Yeah. So then I was aimed at like
Well, I was trying to.
I'm telling you, I know two languages. I don't need a third one. You need the acronyms.
The only the positive thing was with our position and with every person, almost everybody had to walk by, and it was if nothing else, we didn't get a lot of people looking up to see who or what we were, but at least they saw something and the flags were a great takeaway and stuff. Yeah, we met a few people.
Halloween guy. He was,
But you had to call him out.
yeah.
Obviously, no guy, like, if he was walking up, if he wasn't wearing an airport hat, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Jared,
It was a roasting booth.
What's that?
It was a roasting booth.
Yeah.
Everybody that he saw in uniform or with a hat, they just
That's us stuff.
he doesn't.
And then Sean did.
But it was heavily trafficked.
it was. Yes, that's
I think the best idea that was the bubbles. Anyone with that has kids.
now.
Kids.
Well, that's these guys.
Yeah.
Yes, so
It's so cool.
Yes.
if every year we do nothing but hand out bubbles and flags,
Yeah.
it's going to be repetitious muscle memory. People
And
are
that QR code.
Yeah.
going forward, QR code. You get a big QR code hanging from the table.
Well, okay. On that,
Oh my God. And you could actually, in what the QR code just starts rolling out, a QR code of the word veteran and just a poster of it around town and say nothing and let them go in the QR code to figure out
People be sure
Say something.
scan it with their phone.
I think we should investigate a poster or something like that, so that when people walk up, how many people, especially people with kids, we're doing this.
They're looking down.
Nobody's looking up. So I think if we can get a table tent or something that we put at least on this end, maybe not on that side of the tent, more on this end, and as you just said, something veterans with the QR code and whatever.
And
My question to you is this, or whoever,
Mhm.
I don't know QR codes.
no,
So if
so I'm going to get it done.
so if I scan a
Send you
QR
guys the
code,
information for your consideration.
if I scan a QR code, what comes up?
Website.
Yeah. Well,
This is how it works.
for
You have this has one, I'm sure, and product has. You see that one right there?
Yeah,
All you have to do is put your camera over it,
yeah.
and your phone recognizes it. It gives you the link, and you tap it, and it takes you to wonderful places.
Yep.
It gives you all the information about this. You see,
And my dentist is going to learn.
you could do whatever you want. It takes you to
All right. Okay. So you
and this is what it looks like.
And it has to be on the phone of it.
They're everywhere, and younger people know about it.
Yeah.
Like if I see
Can't have it on video.
I should retract back
all you have to do
because
is
I did them.
in a QR code, and people will be like, "Just what is this about?" And it'll work itself.
Okay.
It will.
A couple of restaurants I went to.
yeah.
Just scan the QR code.
Oh, that was so new. I was never for that.
All right. Okay. So great. All right. So I will try to find find some graphics. Because if I take the graphics that we used for our little flyers
Mm-hmm.
and we just alter that a little bit and make just on name pictures, not on pictures, but on name and everything, and then have a spot for the QR code. She'll put the QR code in.
But I think the QR code should be the biggest thing on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we'll hit up Sunshine Sign together and get a nice.
So we're gonna have a massive order for them because we've got 4th of July stuff so we got to do too.
So here's the order now. So we're going to do this every year.
Yes.
And going forward, we're going to have a QR code. And eventually, something's going to click.
So let me ask you this: on a QR code,
Mhm.
if you, do you put all that pertinent information? I don't want to say this.
Yeah,
It says today's QR code has X, Y, Z information.
it's a life.
So if you do it next year, do you have to change the QR code? No. Just
These have links on the website.
It's a website. So the QR code just brings up makes your camera. I read. The I guess the home and online where whatever this information.
Right.
Yeah. The only time you need to change that is if you change like the website. It's like where it's target.
Like it's to the whole company or
As long as the website's up.
Like if you were doing like VAC.com and then we changed it to VAC.com.
We'll have 4 different options, 4 other different websites or links that you can go to.
So, the reason I was saying that is because if we get posters made to put on the table tent, we don't have to get new ones every year. Right. Or get a new sticker to put over it, like you do your license plate.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
great.
It's good. It's
Make it
Okay,
so that if you have a website, that could be accessible. All of the entire municipality's veterans data, we can make that another link that they can click on. We can give them
right.
2 or 3 options.
Well, I like that idea.
I guess it's
So
Stormwater would be available.
you're going to ask about mailings.
Yep.
Have you already talked to Sunshine Sign about 4th of July? All right. So they want me to even say future, we're going to have a future conversation, or do you want me to just keep them all separate? Because if they're, I feel this way, like we did for our first meet and greet, they were gracious enough to give us the table tent and the poster for free. But we're going to say to them, hey, we want enough poster boards to put around town. That should legit, in my opinion, be an order.
No, we're going to do an order. What I want to hold off on. Well, sorry.
No, sir.
What I think we should slow roll is let's get the design built first.
Okay.
Figure out how many, because remember, you can't post anything up at the common man.
You're right.
So we're going to have to determine where do we want things. We could only need one poster just to put outside the tent. You know, a lot of these locations around here, they are not actually, like, besides Uncommon Cow and Stop and Shop, no one else will put up a poster. I mean, I take that back. There's a couple of mom and pop stores like Perel that will, they'll do this for 4th of July, but you're not getting it up anywhere else.
Well,
And I have an idea. I could go to the local establishments like restaurants and things like that, or literally everywhere. November is Veterans Day. And I can do it in the spirit of, and ask them if they would join us in the effort and the outreach as a community. And could I put this little stand-up little thing right here? Oh, there's no such thing as a stupid question. I don't know if I have it's okay for me to do that, but I don't mind. And to say, hey, I'm here, and
I don't think anybody at town hall is giving permission. I think.
okay, then do you know when you go to a restaurant and they have those little stand-up cardboard things?
Yeah.
That's an option. They're expensive. Or just stickers. Right?
Well, but if you want to do that in November, because it's not like, so you got to remember committee rules. We have to vote to spend money. We have to approve the design on what we're going to spend money on, and that we have to have a quorum for that. So we're probably not going to be able to get to it. Maybe in September we could finish things, but then you vote on, you have to get the quotes. You got to vote on the money. That's now pushing into October. Chances of all of that happening in November is going to be slim, but you can print out paper and do it that way.
Okay, I'll try to do whatever I can from my end.
Yeah.
And with the years, we'll just do it on November.
But this is why, like, our agenda has placeholders for things like Memorial Day, because we only meet once a month.
Yeah, and sometimes we'll all of a sudden it'll be like 3 months before Memorial Day, and we're like, man, we got some.
I like perimeters because it tells me when I can look forward to doing it, and if it has to be moved in.
So when the QR code gets created, I'm not so much worried about the private businesses in town, but once we have the QR code, we can put a stand up in the lobby here. We could put one in the
tax
Town hall.
exactly. We can put them anywhere in town hall because people are going to walk by them. And again, we can present it to the select board some evening. And then any event in town, like the farmers market, anybody that's willing to take that little stand up and just put it on the table. It doesn't have to be a retail establishment. So you can think more like where do people gather in the biggest numbers.
Yeah, that's a daily.
And what kind of people
right. So, all right, let's say farmers market, for example.
must?
Who from the town, if anyone from the town, is responsible for like setting it up, or getting things started up there?
Or as farmers market, that's a little.
Incumbent on the vendors, but it just sets up.
But it's not not necessarily the town.
It's like the 4th of July parade committee.
Okay. So if we get the QR code in our hand tomorrow, we will bring it to Elizabeth. Well, what I'm saying is this: or if we have take that table tent thing, okay, the big plastic, poster tag, and if we were if they would be willing to say, take that every Wednesday to the farmers market. Just
Give them, give them what
give them
keep.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I meant. Give them one to keep.
So we don't have to worry about the logistics of moving it back.
Yeah, right. That's why I was saying who from the town does it. Okay.
One of us. One of us, a member of the town. How's that?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So I'm gonna move.
You got a lights here.
No, I'm gonna start looking into getting some design, putting some graphics together. Okay.
Navy doesn't lead the way.
On another. All right. So, no, you don't have to beat this. We don't have. Yeah.
Never again volunteer yourself. That's what our acronym.
So when we get our QR code, we'll go more into the nuts and bolts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Do that.
All right. Items not reasonably anticipated 48 hours. I was thinking about how do we get new members to the committee?
How many do you need?
It's not a question of need. It's just that we started out strong and then we just had people drop off.
Yeah.
So we're just looking to refresh, the membership.
We can have up to
Not
15.
as fun as you claim to be. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Well,
We could have up to 50.
yeah, we can. We have authorization for up to 15. Trustees, is it 9?
I don't remember.
It's 2 civilians.
It's just when we get into these discussions about things, and like say food drive, Holly's not going to do the food drive by herself. I don't think she ever did it by herself in the past, but we have great ideas, but we're starting to reach the point where we need a little bit of help.
Okay. Then we can. I'm going to have to read the bylaws for that before I go pitching it to people.
Yeah.
But okay.
Well, the new members. I was going to say, how do we invite the members? But you got that just as well as we can.
I'm naturally up.
Few of the veterans I've met, I've tried to pitch them the idea, but they just
That's the biggest problem. It's one, getting the outreach and then getting people that are willing to.
take the time to do it.
And frankly, I don't think anybody's going to say no to Giselle.
Yeah. About stop.
Because speaking of that, I never got an email back from clerk, but now I'm wondering if maybe I never sent that quick.
About members.
Yeah, about the. So no, I thought I did. I did send that.
All right. Well, that's what I found out. And I think I might took him down. The town charter provides steps for this committee to declare a seat vacant. And the committee would have to vote. But prior to that, there is a certified mail return receipt requested letter that has to go out 10 days prior to the vote.
Okay.
So there are steps provided. It is in the charter. Evan originally thought we needed to go before the board, but when I read the charter, I don't remember that being part of verbiage. So if we get to the point where we have to go down that route, we at least know we're going to go on this path, not that path. So
I remember what the clerk told me. It's I got to reach out to Amber to confirm, and Amber was out on vacation, so I never sent that email.
okay, good.
So is this committee, when you go up to the town hall and you look at the bulletin board, there's committee vacancies. There's a spot.
Yeah, but they don't just create that out of thin air. They have to have someone goes before the board and gets appointed, and then 6 months later they write a resignation letter.
Yeah.
Then that starts the process.
Right.
Okay.
But in our situation, when you have people that for more than 6 months didn't show up,
Right.
No call, no show, then there's no resignation letter.
Right.
So the process doesn't get started.
And what I don't know is because of June, well, one, I don't know if these members were a part of the 3-year selection that we recently started, or if they were part of the annual selection.
I believe in. It's probably best to assume they're on the 3 years.
That's what I think too. Yeah. And so I got to talk with Amber to see if maybe they are still on our roll.
Oh, they are. They're listed.
Okay.
Yeah.
He knows about the charter and all the rules and regulations that have to do with it.
I have a copy of the charter.
Yeah. The charter doesn't actually state a lot of stuff for this. It just states what we do.
Good.
And that's
What's other
states out college. The town, not the veteran charter, the town charter.
Yeah, the town charter is what we got to refer to for all of this.
But I have a copy of it. So.
But yeah, so we've got I'm going to confirm, because the other thing is they're on the books, but you've got to send in that annual list of members.
I did that.
Oh, okay.
But I had made the what I had yeah, because they haven't the new town clerk is she's on it, so I already turned.
No, I meant that I didn't get it. That's what I was like.
I took care.
Yeah, I was like, hey,
You just wrote.
I was, hey, that's fine. I appreciate it because I probably still want to have it done. But
Well, you had
Now you have an excuse.
Yeah. But okay, so then I don't need to reach out to Amber. We know that they're on here, so we just need to do the letter.
okay, and I'm going to get town bylaws to Giselle. All right. Proposing the next meeting to be Thursday, September 25th. In this room, same time.
And we'll send you a topic.
If you have input, that's so.
Because I was reading chapter of the regulations and all the stuff. And I came by, I was skimming the incentive that businesses get for hiring a veteran.
Because
That I wanted to be part of my outreach. I need to understand if there are any limitations that I know. Because I do believe, my belief is that veterans can be a part of the way that it makes it grow, right? And that it should be a conversation, and that if there's an incentive that anyone would get from hiring one, that they should be made aware of it, even if it is for me to just go to the business and have a quick conversation with them or hand them a pathway. I spoke to the plans manager briefly, and then the assistant town manager about getting funds. We get a good volume, communicate with the community to incentivize veterans, and create a program or a thing where we can give a letter of commendation to whoever nominates their employer or manager or whomever to be
like the
trauma informed, to be, because working with a veteran requires specific skill, right? And gives veterans in the community an opportunity to elect and get a letter of commendation for someone that possibly, if it's a manager, that may just be getting overlooked by the company as a whole. And it could come from grafted, right? And that way people would start looking at veterans as a hot commodity because they do get a tax incentive for hiring a veteran. So those are kind of things that I wanted.
Okay.
The parameters within it, then.
Some of this is like I was talking with Anne Marie, who's on the select board, about veteran-owned businesses maybe getting tax deductions. Anything along the lines of working with the companies. You got to go through the EDC, the Economic Development Council, and they have veterans already on their committee. Problems. Sean knows. Yeah, it'll get back to me.
And
Sean.
I was looking at
They never responded back to that email. At the beginning of the year, we were trying to get on.
Didn't you just forget something?
Remember that? Yeah, they never responded back. And then Bob, and the other gentleman, he kept reaching out to me, but it was like the wrong email or something. And then he wouldn't return my call. So Bob reached out, and he still never.
I was looking at the board meetings and conceding that there is a bucket of revenue from the federal government, one from the Commonwealth, and one from Grafton when it comes to taxes. But we want to incentivize the community and empower it as a whole. And we want veterans and the community to be mutually beneficial to each other. If there are any tax incentives that are federal, right? I want to incentivize folks because I want Grafton to flourish, right? If Grafton wants to provide for like a veteran business, that's awesome. Sometimes it's good to pitch more than one thing when it comes to that. Maybe a small grant would be most affordable to the town than an ongoing limitless tax break. But that's probably outside of my ballpark. But I want our ideas to be welcomed and be fruitful for all parties involved.
The EDC, Economic Development Committee, is planning with lack of better, a networking or meeting greet, whatever you want to call it. So what you just said, if there's a way to add to our agenda, so to speak, then you want to get people to come. If there's a way to say, hey, listen, come and learn about grant opportunities for veterans, with be it state funds or as you said, federal funds.
And I got this language because when I went for the position in Westford is actually a very opulent town. Westford is very well to do, except that it's not. It's not because their business tax is so low.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it looks pretty, but it can barely sustain it.
Gas tax.
Yes.
And that came from the town's manager. So I learned a little during that time. But I've never sat with the board and never dealt with them. But
When are you physically in the office?
here. Actually did bring you guys the stars.
No, so great. Oh, you put chip on it.
I have to. By Massachusetts general law, I have to. He's the director. and I drafted it by the Massachusetts general. Oh, how it's supposed to look like.
Ooh, I was supposed to meet with him. Okay, cool. So that's
No, like a couple of weeks ago.
We had a vacation.
Yeah, he was, but he has done
all right. So we need promotions.
the motion to adjourn.
I said,
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you.